Pay attention. Most people will go through this November 12th using their words as wind, as background noise, completely blind to what is happening in the sky. They do not know that today every sentence is a spell. We are under the conjunction of Mercury and Mars. And in this portal, the word is not wind. The word is an instrument of power. This is not an alignment about productivity or mental fatigue. It is about the spiritual weight of your voice. Mercury is the declaration. Mars is the definition, the pulse of truth that seals the yes and the no. Today, word and action are one. What you say with truth becomes a vow that builds. What you say out of habit or fear becomes a self-curse that defines your destiny. This is an internal rite of passage. The sky is asking what kind of spiritual warrior you are by the way you speak. What we will do here is not a prediction. It is a ritual. We will audit the words that brought you here, hold a funeral for those that can no longer accompany you, and forge a new alliance with your own truth. To seal your oath and begin this rite, comment below, "I seal my path." You believe that rituals require candles, altars, or incense. You believe that a spell is something learned from ancient books. The truth that this alignment of Mercury and Mars comes to expose, is that you live in a ritual every day. Your life is a liturgy. And the words that leave your mouth, or that resonate in your mind, are the most powerful spells you will ever cast. You have been living in a liturgy, but an automatic liturgy. A series of commands you repeat so softly and so deeply that you stopped noticing they are choices. Today, Mercury, the declarer, and Mars, the executor, are aligned. They demand an audit. They demand that you look at the architecture of your life and recognize the bricks you used. Before forging a new decree, you must understand how you used the old ones. Let's look at the vow phrases that built your reality up to this point. The first is the martyr's vow, disguised as strength. I can handle it. How many times have you said this? Leave it. I can handle it. Don't worry, I'll manage. I'll hold things down. Every time you pronounce this spell, you are giving a clear order to the universe. The order is, send me more weight. Test my limits. Make me prove my strength through exhaustion. I can handle it is not a description. It is an invitation to burden. I'll manage is not a testament to your ability. It is a spell of loneliness. It is your word, Mercury, nullifying Mars, any possibility of help, partnership, or relief. You have built a prison of competence where the only reward for hard work is more work. The second is the curse of identity, the spell that paralyzes, I can't. Or its variations, I wasn't born for this. That's just how I am. I will never. This is one of the darkest spells. It is a self-curse pronounced with the authority of a god. When you say, I can't, you are using your divine voice to close a door. You are using Mercury to declare an end, before Mars can even attempt a beginning. That's just how I am. This phrase transforms a temporary behavior into a permanent destiny. It is a tombstone you place over your potential. You are not like this. You have been practicing being like this, and this phrase is your daily practice. You used the power of your word, not to liberate, but to cage yourself. The third is the most treacherous spell, the empty promise. One day I'll do it. I'll start tomorrow. I'll see on Monday. One day I'm going to. This is the vow that has no backing. It is the promise of Mercury without the action of Mars. And a promise without life force is not a vow. It is a ghost. This spell creates a parallel life, a ghost future that haunts you but never arrives. One day is the code for never. By casting this spell, you drain the power from your now. You use your word not to create, but to postpone creation indefinitely, ensuring that your future self lives in the debt of your present self. I can handle it. I can't. One day I'll do it. These are not thoughts, they are oaths. They are the automatic liturgy that created your past and that, until today, was designing your future. The conjunction of Mercury and Mars is here to set fire to these old contracts. It is here to ask, are these the words you choose to carry? Is this the vow you want your life force, Mars, to sign? This is the moment to see the truth. Your word has weight. The question is whether you have been using that weight to build your throne or your cross. We've looked at the words that became your prison. Now let's look at the words that build castles of smoke. The conjunction of Mercury and Mars is, above all, a test of integrity. Not the moral integrity you learned in public, but energetic integrity is your word, Mercury, aligned with your action, Mars. Does your yes carry the pulse of your life force? We live in the era of word foam. Words that are spoken to fill the vacuum, to appease discomfort, to perform an identity we don't have the energy to sustain. Words that are spoken not as vows, but as social noise. And today's transit comes to audit exactly this, the sacredness of your commitment. It begins with the most desecrated phrase of all, I love you. How many times does this phrase leave your mouth as an obligation, as an automatic response, as a bargaining chip to ensure the other person doesn't leave? How many times do you use it to describe an attachment, a comfort, or the fear of loneliness instead of an active act of devotion? Mercury and Mars together ask, when you say, I love you, are you willing to act on that love? Are you willing to put your fire, Mars, in service of that connection? Are you willing to remove what threatens that love? To protect that bond? To commit to it, if necessary? If the word love leaves your mouth, but your body, your action, does not honor it, it is not a vow. It is a performance. And today, the sky exposes this performance as a dissonance. The word foam, spoken without the pulse of Mars, begins to sound hollow, even to you. The second is the Savior's promise. Count on me. Anything, just call me. I'm here for you, always. Leave it to me, I'll solve it. This is the word used as a mantle of virtue. It is Mercury trying to prove its worth through absolute availability. But what Mars knows is that absolute availability is a lie. No one can be available always. No one can solve everything. When you make this promise, you are speaking from a place of idealization, not real capacity. You are inflating your Mercury to appear bigger than your Mars can sustain. The result? The exhaustion that you yourself decreed. But more than that, the breaking of trust. When the moment of always arrives, your body, Mars, fails because it never agreed to the contract your mouth, Mercury, signed. Today's conjunction demands martial honesty. It prefers a I can't right now, spoken with truth, than a count on me always spoken as foam. It prefers the clarity of reality to the slow infection of an empty promise. And the third is the lie of peace. Everything is fine. Said when the world is collapsing. Said so the other person won't worry. Said to maintain the character you created, the character that handles everything. This is Mercury not in conjunction with Mars, but in opposition to it. Your mouth says peace, but your impulse, Mars, is at war. Your voice says it's fine, but your energy is screaming, "Help." This is the spell you cast to ensure no one can help you. It is the word used as a shield, not a bridge. By saying, "Everything is fine," you use the power of your word to block the flow of truth, isolating yourself in the name of false harmony. Today's energy does not tolerate this dissonance. Mercury retrograde, along with Mars, will make this lie fail. It will leak. The anger, Mars, will come out in distorted ways. Technology, Mercury, will fail. Communication will break. All to force you to stop saying what is not real. Today, the sky asks a single question, and it echoes in every conversation, in every message you type, in every promise you think of making. What from your mouth is a vow, and what is noise? Does your word carry your intention, or is it just air? All creation requires a vacuum, and every vacuum requires a death. Before forging the new decree, you must bury the old ones, but you cannot simply put them in a drawer, hoping they lose their power. Old words are habits, and habits are living rituals. They don't die on their own, they need a funeral. Today, Mercury, in conjunction with Mars, offers the funeral pyre. It offers the clean fire. This energy is not a cleaning task, it is a symbolic wake. It is the moment you sit in silence and decide which voices can no longer speak for you. It is time to prepare the funeral. The first word that must die today is the self-curse. It is the spell you cast against yourself that has become your background voice. It is the "I never get what I want." It is the "I always mess up at the crucial moment." It is the "I am not good enough for..." It is the "Of course, this would happen to me." This is the most lethal use of the Mercury-Mars conjunction. It is your voice, Mercury, giving a direct order to your force of action, Mars, and the order is, "Attack myself." Every time you pronounce this curse, your body obeys. Your vital impulse, Mars, withdraws from your projects. Your action hesitates. Your life force is used not to build, but to prove that the curse was correct. It is a perfect ritual of self-sabotage. And today is the day to end it. The funeral for the self-curse is silence. It is the moment when the phrase, "I never," arises. And instead of pronouncing it, you stop, you observe it, and you let it die in the air, without the oxygen of your voice. The second word that needs a funeral is displaced anger. It is what happens when your Mars is frustrated, but your Mercury is too cowardly to direct the energy to the real source of the problem. It is the anger you feel at your boss, but take out in traffic. It is the frustration with your own choices, but which you spit at those who love you. It is the word used as brute force, not as an instrument of precision. When you use your voice to take out your anger on those who don't deserve it, you are desecrating the ritual of Mars. You are wasting your sacred fire on easy targets, poisoning your own energetic field. Today's energy demands precision. If a cut is to be made, let it be clean, honest, and directed at the cause. The funeral for this displaced anger is the courage to ask, "What am I really angry about?" Before speaking, you breathe the fire inward and ask, "Who is the owner of this fury?" If the answer is not the person in front of you, you remain silent. The third and most subtle word to be buried is the small daily dishonesty. It is the "everything is fine" when your world is in flames. It is the "yes, I understand" when you are confused. It is the "no problem" when you are overloaded. It is the voice of the character you created, the character who is always strong, always calm, always helpful. And this character is a lie. It is a word foam that, from being repeated so often, you began to believe was you. But your body knows it's a lie. Your Mars knows, and that is why you are exhausted. Because it takes an immense amount of life force to sustain a false character 24 hours a day. The funeral for this dishonesty is vulnerability. It is the courage to say, I don't know, I am not okay, or I need help. It is allowing the character to die so that your true self can breathe. This is the wake. There are no tasks, no checklists. Today's ritual is subtraction. It is to stop feeding what is false, what is weak, what is automatic. It is to create the sacred silence where the habit words of the past lose their power and fall to the ground. Let them die. The vacuum has been created. The noise has ceased. The old curses and the foam promises have been named, and their funeral observed. Now, in this silence, the true ritual can begin. Do not be mistaken. This is not a ritual of paraphernalia. You do not need candles, herbs, incense, or specific moons. The energy of Mercury Mars is clean, direct, and intense in its simplicity. It is the liturgy of pure intention. The altar is your consciousness. The renunciation is your lies. Today you will not ask for anything. You will decree. The words you used were automatic. The word you will forge now is a choice. This is the ritual of creating your new decree, your vow phrase. A single sentence that will serve as your oath, your compass, and your seal of power. The power of this ritual does not come from outside. It comes from your total and absolute presence in 3 simple acts. The first act is to think. You must choose your vow. This phrase cannot be given to you by me or by anyone. An inherited oath is just more noise. Your vow must be born from your silence, from that place you just cleansed. What is the greatest dissonance you have lived with until today? Where has your word failed you the most? Perhaps your axis is self-sabotage. Your vow, then, might be, I do not speak against myself. Perhaps your axis is the foam promise. Your vow might be, I do not promise what I do not intend to live. Or perhaps you need to go to the core of today's energy, a vow of total integrity. My word carries my life force. The form does not matter, the truth does. Sit in the vacuum and ask, what is the one sentence that, if lived, will change everything? Wait for the answer. It will come. The second act is to write. Take a piece of paper. Take your writing tool. You will do this only once. This is not a diary. It is a contract. It is your Mercury, the word, taking physical form in the world. Write your vow phrase. Write it slowly. Feel the weight of each letter. You are not noting down an idea. You are engraving a sigil. You are transforming thought into matter. When you finish writing, you have sealed the first part of the agreement. The thought now exists outside of you. The third act is the pronouncement. This is the moment of the conjunction. This is the moment Mars enters the ritual. Stand up, breathe deeply and aloud, clearly and with all your presence. Speak your oath one single time. Speak it not to the walls, not to a god, but to your own essence. Speak it as a king or queen makes a decree. In this moment, your voice, Mercury, and your pulse of action, Mars, meet. The word is activated. The spell is cast. The liturgy is not in the candle. The liturgy is the pronouncement. You have just anchored your decree. You have sealed an oath with the only witness that matters, your own life force. The rite has been sealed. You spoke the word into the vacuum. Do not wait for thunder. Do not wait for an external revelation. The conjunction of Mercury and Mars is an internal event, and its effects are first felt as a change in frequency, not as an explosion. You will know the ritual has taken, that the decree was forged and accepted, not by what you gain, but by what you no longer tolerate. The first sign is the arrival of silence. Before, you used words to fill space. The anxiety of a silent elevator, the pause in a conversation. Noise was your refuge. Now silence is your strength. You will feel the impulse to speak, and instead of obeying, you will feel a pause. It is not a hesitation, it is a calibration. It is your internal warrior asking, is this word necessary? Is this word true? Does this word have backing? You will begin to notice how much people speak in vain, and you, instead of joining the noise, will start to use fewer loose phrases. Your silence before speaking will no longer be awkwardness. It will be power. The second sign is the end of the word foam. That old impulse to please, to prove yourself available, to promise the world to be accepted. It begins to diminish. The phrase, "count on me for everything," now sounds like a lie in your own mouth even before it's spoken. In its place, a new language emerges, the language of Mars. Let me see what I can sustain. I can do this, but I cannot do that. I cannot promise that right now. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. It may feel like you are being difficult or selfish, but what you are feeling is the difference between the foam and the truth. You are stopping signing contracts your body cannot honor. You are trading external validation for internal integrity. The third sign, and the most powerful, is the physical reaction to self-sabotage. This is how you know the magic is real. Before, your self-curses, "I am a disaster, I always mess up," were background noise. Now, they are active poison. When one of these old phrases slips out by habit, you will not just notice it, you will feel it. You will feel a tightness in your chest, a drop in your stomach, an immediate physical revulsion. It will be as if you have come into friction with your own truth. Your body, now aligned with your vow, will recognize the chaos word as a toxin. You will feel instantly that phrase has wounded your own energetic field. This discomfort is your greatest blessing. It is your new spiritual immune system warning you that a lie has entered the system. Together, these signs lead to the final result. Your words become less numerous, more dense. You don't talk less, you waste less. Every word you choose to say begins to carry more weight, more truth, and more of your life force. People may not understand what has changed, but they will feel it. They will feel that your voice has backing. They will feel that your yes is a rock, and that your no is a wall. This is the proof that the Mercury Mars rite is complete. The rite is complete. The oath has been sealed with your intention. And now, life begins. It is important that you understand the nature of your new tool. Having this decree does not mean living for war. The goal of this ritual is not to turn you into someone defensive, ready for conflict, with sharp words to wound those who approach. That would be just a return to the old chaos of Mars, a return to displaced anger. The goal is to live aligned. The spiritual warrior is not the one who attacks the most. It is the one who no longer needs to defend against themselves. It is the one whose internal energy is so unified that there are no cracks. From today on, you no longer have a mouth. You have an altar. Think about this. An altar is a place of power, a focal point where the divine and the earthly meet. It is a place where offerings are made, where intention is manifested. Treat your voice accordingly. Before, you treated your mouth like a garbage disposal. You threw away words of self-curse, scraps of anger, foam promises, the background noise of your day, and you wondered why your energetic field was dirty. Now what rises to the altar of your mouth is an offering. When you give a compliment, let it be a true offering, not empty flattery. When you say no, let it be an offering of a clear boundary. When you speak your vow, let it be your greatest offering, that of your own truth. To live aligned is to carry this awareness. It is knowing that every word you pronounce either creates or destroys. Every word of yours either honors your altar or desecrates it. The conjunction of Mercury and Mars gave you the key, but you are the one who must guard the gate. And know this, today's rite is not the end. It is the beginning. This alliance you sealed with your own word will be tested. Other transits will come. Eclipses will bring truths to light that will test your oath. Saturn will demand the structure of your vow. Another Mercury retrograde will try to pull you back into the old chaos. They will come to ask, was this oath real, or was it just more word foam spoken on a day of inspiration? Today's rite gave you this instrument of power. The rest of your life will be the proof of how you use it. The noise is over. The era of word foam has ended. You are no longer the person who began this journey. Your mouth is now an altar. Your word now has weight. You chose your decree. You made your oath in the silence of your own being. The sky was the witness. Your own intention was the seal. From this moment on, you no longer speak against yourself. You no longer promise what you cannot sustain. You no longer use your voice as trash, but as a sacred offering. This is the discipline of the spiritual warrior you have chosen to be. Every time the old habit tries to arise, you will feel the strength in your hand, your vow. You will feel the weight of your new altar. Living this way requires presence. It requires you to choose your true word, again and again, instead of the easy noise. This is your new contract. This is your new life. The rite is sealed. Know that as you walk in the world with this new clarity, you will become a mirror. People still living in word foam will feel your presence. Some will be drawn to your integrity. Others will be repelled as your truth effortlessly illuminates their dissonance. Do not stray from your path. Your loyalty is no longer to external acceptance, but to your internal decree. You have become a force of definition. Where you speak, the fog dissipates. This is the power of Mercury and Mars unified, the action born from the true word. The word that needs no volume, for it has the strength of your intention. This is your new power, and also your new responsibility. Honor it. You have stopped speaking to the world, hoping to be heard, and have begun speaking with your destiny as a co-creator. You are no longer a leaf in the wind. You are the axis of your own world. Every word you choose from now on is a brick in the foundation of your future. If you crossed this portal with us, if you forged your decree in the clean flame of Mercury and Mars, and if you are ready to walk with this new and defined integrity, there is one last act to be done. To seal your destiny, to declare to the universe that your choice is made, and to close this ritual not with a whisper, but with a decree. Go to the comments section and write your final oath. I seal my path. Until the next rite, stay aligned.